What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is First Class Club, Season 2, Episode 8. So listen, the ladies have put their plan in action. They are dressed in all black like the Omen. They got their sunglasses, okay? They have, they are ready to rock and roll. They know that David is going to be with Gary down to the men's retreat. Ari has absolutely no idea what they're doing. And they headed up to his apartment in upstate New York to investigate. They are looking for anything that is going to point them in the direction that David is cheating on Ari, okay? Now, they get there and immediately Bree starts feeling some kind of way. She was like, what are we doing here? Like, we are really sitting here in this man's apartment trying to find evidence that he is cheating on our best friend. If we get the evidence, then what are we going to do? How do we handle this? How do we explain it? Hazel is texting Nigel because Nigel is not responding to her. Okay? She's also finding time to take selfies while she is there, probably to send Nigel. I don't know. But neither here nor there, the ladies are doing a horrible job finding whatever evidence it is that they're looking for. Okay? Until they stumble across a few little items that, make them go, Now, the first thing they find out, Versace done hacked the man's credit card or bank accounts, and she has found that he pays for porn. Now, I don't mean any harm in this day and age. Who is still paying for porn? But Bree lets them know, no, Ari told me that he pays for porn because he don't like to pop up ads, okay? He don't like to be interrupted. So he just goes ahead and pays a subscription so he don't have to pay no ads. Now, I do know that there are people, friends of mine, who had the premium versions of these services so they don't have to deal with the ads. Okay, cool. Then they find out that he is getting, he's paying a monthly or weekly service to a place called Happy Endings. But when they look it up, they find out it's really just a Thai restaurant. So they starting to feel like it's a bust. Like it's nothing going on here. It's nothing to see here. But then they find some hair grease. Well, we know David don't have no hair. So now they're thinking, we're finding some smoke. Let's find the fire. It's a little smoke here. Let's find the fire. Then they find some birth control pills. Ding, 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 ding. Houston, we have a winner. Now, while that is going on, we're down at the men's retreat. Gary gets there, and they don't have his name on the list. They have him registered as David Montgomery's guest, which, of course, makes him feel a little like, well, damn, they couldn't even put it under my name. Okay, cool. So he gets to the seminar right before David is getting ready to speak. The guys are there, and it's one of those feel good cry. Like if you watch the Real Housewives of New Jersey, it seemed like the type of place where Louis was when they got him on tape running through the woods naked asking for forgiveness from his ex-wife. It seemed like a retreat like that. So David gets up there to start speaking, and he bombs. I mean, people start getting up and walking out. Nobody is listening to him. Nobody is paying attention. So when it's over with, Gary is like, he's mingling, he making friends, he's vibing with people. And when he sees David, he was like, yo, man, that was a great speech. He was like, really? Because I bombed. He was like, no, really? No, I think it went well. And he was like, no, I'm just go ahead and leave. My campaign manager was right. Like, I just don't, I connect with women, obviously, but men, not so much. So this just ain't my thing. I'm gonna go ahead and leave. And Gary was like, no. You need to stick around. There are a lot of great activities here. You can still meet these people, get to know these guys, mix and mingle. He said, hey, there's gonna be a rap battle. And David was like, what? A rap battle? He was like, yep, I've seen you at karaoke. Like, you know what to do. You know what to do. He was like, you know what? I think you're right. I'm going to stick around. I'm going to kill this rap battle. I'm going to kill it. So while that is going on, Hazel is still blowing Nigel up. And Nigel is not responding to none of her texts or phone calls. So she ends up calling her assistant, who is in the middle of having him a nice peaceful yoga session, okay? And she calls him and says, listen, there has got to be an emergency over at my place, okay? Nigel must have fell and bumped his head. He is laid out on the bathroom floor. She said he suffocated. He done fell under my coats. Like, something has got to be wrong because he is not responding to me. And that is not okay. But I know it can't possibly be because he's mad at me. I know it has to absolutely be because something's wrong. So he says, listen, it is the weekend. I'm off. She reminds him, I sign your paychecks. I need you to get over to my house, and I need you to make sure that everything is everything with Nigel. So, of course, he calls her back, and he lets her know, listen, there is no emergency. There is nothing wrong. She said, well, then why isn't he talking to me? Why isn't he responding to me? And her sister was like, because he doesn't want to, maybe he doesn't want to talk to you. Like, did you ever take into consideration that maybe he doesn't want to talk to you? So, while this is going on, we're still in the apartment, and all of a sudden they hear somebody at the door. They hear a female voice. They think it's Vanessa back with David. He must have come back early. They must have had their calculations all wrong, and they get to running around trying to find some place to hide. I mean, they are hiding in places that they're going to obviously get caught. I mean, one person is, I think Bree was hiding behind the curtain. Girl. But I mean, honestly, it's four of y'all. Where are y'all gonna hide in a one-bedroom apartment? Like, it ain't but so many places that the four of y'all can go in a one-bedroom apartment. Two of y'all being plus-size women. It ain't but so many places y'all gonna go. So they end up hiding wherever they hid. Vanessa comes in. She's with some guy, right? They're kissing. They smooching and giggling. They lay down on the couch. They about to get it in. She's starting to take her dress off. And they turn on the lights, and they were like, busted. And she was like, what? Like, what do you mean busted? Baby, come to find out, child, Vanessa ain't thinking about David, okay? Vanessa, this is her ex-boyfriend, soon-to-be boyfriend. We in a situationship, weird space boyfriend. And she brings him back to David's apartment because her apartment, she has 3 roommates, and she sleeps on the couch, okay? She said, listen, I bring him back here so we can have a little bit of privacy. We can have a little fun time. And I knew David was going to be out of town. Please don't tell him I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to get fired. Please, 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 please. So they continue to, interrogate her because they don't quite believe her. So they ask her about the hair grease. And she said, oh, well, he polled with, he comes off ashy on camera. So that's to help him with his ash. And they looked it up and it's been said. Then they asked about the birth control, and she was like, I must have left it here, but those are mine, not to use with, not because of David, but because of, me. And eventually they let her leave because they're like, okay, we believe you. Like, we get it. We believe you. You're not having an affair with David. Okay, cool. Now let's get ready to get out of here. Now, while that's going on, David is at the retreat with Gary, and they are getting into the, rap battle. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because this whole retreat is like touchy-feely situation that's going on. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think it was a real rap battle. I thought they were going to get there and it was something else, and that the name was a catchy, cute name, but they were going to be like rapping gifts or something. Like, I really didn't think it was going to be a real rap battle, but it was actually a real rap battle. And David went first. And it was cute or whatever. David was talking about, because him and Gary went against each other. So David was talking about Gary and, coming for him about, him writing and him being on the outside looking in. I mean, it was real cute, right? So then Gary came back, and I think that David thought that either A, Gary was going to let him sort of win the battle to kind of get back, in a good space, or that he really was good enough to beat Gary. But baby, Gary did his rap battle, and baby, Gary lit David up. And you can see the look on David's face. Like, the longer he stood there, the worse it got. And finally, when it was over, Gary drops the mic talking about something, and I'm Gary, and rips off the name tag that says David Montgomery's guest, and puts on a name tag that has his name on it. And basically, they tell him, the host tells him, you just got sunned. I said, damn. So, of course, David gets in his feelings, and he's like, I'm leaving. And he ends up leaving Gary there. So, Gary calls Bree to let Bree know that David just left him stranded. So, Bree was like, oh, shit. We got to hurry up and get out of here. David is on his way home. He's going to be home. They check the GPS. They see that he's only like 17 miles away or something crazy like that. And they get ready to get out of there. They were like, okay, cool. You know, they were trying to hurry up and straighten up so they could get out of there. And somebody knocks over the water into his laptop, which of course it's now I ain't never seen a laptop get set on fire, but okay, it set the laptop on fire. So then they end up going to get the fire extinguisher and flour, which they threw the flour everywhere, which created a bigger mess. Now it created a chain event of things that made that apartment look ridiculous. Like whereas before all they had to do was kind of fix up the cushions a little bit and straighten some stuff up. Now the apartment looks terrible. So they were like, well, look, the apartment already looks like somebody broke in. Let's just really sell it. So they proceed to rip the apartment up. Like they're tearing up the cushions, they breaking the TV, they tossing the furniture, they're breaking glass. Like they trashed the apartment. Now, I don't think they stole nothing out the apartment because, again, if it's a break-in, what you taking out? Like, you just broke in somebody's apartment just to trash it? But anyway, they do that and they get out of there like literally just as David is coming home, and they get in the car and they're like, oh my gosh, we got out of there. Thank you so much for us finally getting out of there. Bree starts to look for her phone so she can call Gary back. Child, Bree don't have her phone. You know what Bree's phone is? Bree's phone is on the floor in the apartment, ringing while he's on the phone calling the police. That's it. That's all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.